All right, Algebra 1. Today we're going to do lesson 11-3, solving radical equations. It's just like regular solving, except for you have your radicals in there, so you're going to have to clear radicals. But the same process as apply, okay? The same ideas are going to apply. So let's look at this very first one, a nice easy one, okay, right off the bat. Very first thing I'm going to do to get x by itself is subtract your 3 over, okay? So we're going to subtract 3. Just like you normally did when we were solving equations. So now you have root x equals 1. Well, how do you get rid of a root? We did that when we did completing the square and quadratic formula. You square it. So now I have x equals 1 because 1 squared is 1. And now I'm going to plug in just to double check and make sure I have a correct solution. So if I plug 1 back in for x, square root of 1 is 1. What's 1 plus 3? 4. It works. So x equals 1. Those are easy. These ones here, simple as well. So let's get rid of the radicals because they both have radicals on each side. So let's get rid of the radicals. So let's square each side. That clears my radicals. So then I've got 3x plus 1 equals 5x minus 8. Okay, just like we did when we did basic solving, get your x's on one side. So we're going to subtract our 3x over. So I've got 1 equals 2x minus 8. Okay, now what? Add your 8. Okay, and I'm going to come up over here. 9 equals 2x. Divide by 2. 9 halves equals x. Okay? This one down here, if I took the square root of the whole 3b, would it ever be negative? Would your answer ever be negative? Absolutely not. So when you see something like this is a no solution. Okay? So that one's a no solution. Okay, now I'm going to show you one other thing here. And I don't know how many of these I'm going to have you do, but I'm going to show you how to do one more thing here. So I'm going to square each side. We're going to square that. We're going to square this. So on this side, I'm going to be left with x squared equals 2x plus 3. I'm going to set it equal to 0. So I'm going to take these two terms over across that equal sign. So what I have is x squared minus 2x minus 3 equals 0. I can do that in one fluid motion. I'm subtracting my 2x, I'm subtracting my 3. So do it in one complete motion. From here, we factor. Yep, back to factoring, guys. Factors of 3, 1 and 3. Those give me 2. So I've got x, 3, x, 1. Minus minus means bigger numbers minus, other ones plus. So what are my two solutions? This one here, x equals 3, because I set each one of these, remember, we set each one of these equal to 0. So x equals 3, and x equals negative 1. So now back to my original equation. I'm going to erase some of these here so we can see what my original equation was. So back to my original equation. I have x equals root 2x plus 3. So if I plug 3 in, I'd have 3 equals 2 times 3 is 6, plus 3 is 9, square root of 9 is 3. 3 equals 3. Okay, a little mental math there. What happens when I take negative 1 and try to plug it in? Can the square root of anything ever give me just a regular negative number? Absolutely not. So here's what this is called. This right here would be my real solution. This number here is what I call an extraneous solution. That just means it's an extra solution I got, but when I plug it back in, it doesn't work. That's why it's extraneous. It's out there. Okay? It's a solution because I got it, but when I plug it back in, it doesn't work. That's why it's called extraneous solution. You're going to hear this term time and time again in Algebra 2. So I just wanted to kind of introduce it. I know we're winding down with our year, but I wanted to introduce that word. so that you at least have it in your foremind or your forethought that extraneous solution is a solution that doesn't work. And so that you've actually heard that term before. So when we hit Algebra 2 and I just kind of go up and say, hey, this is an extraneous solution, you will at least somewhat have heard what it was. Okay, like I said, I'm not going to have you do too many problems like that. I might have you do one or two. So keep that in mind. So today's stuff, solving radical equations. Don't make it difficult. Not too bad. So there it is.